Sleep paralysis, evil entities. A spirit followed me home. Be careful visiting haunted places. You might regret it. Hi there. Welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of the Unexplained podcast. In today's episode, I'm gonna tell you the second part of my spooky story. The reason I am doing it is because when I previously did the episode 13 in Spanish, didn't know details about what my husband experienced at home. That later he told me when he knew details about what I faced. Before continuing with the story, just want to mention that it had been several weeks since I recorded an episode. After that terrible experience that I told you that happened to me in episode 13, I've been really careful of what I see, what I hear, and what places I visit. But as you know, I can't avoid talking and seeing paranormal stories. I'm still recording my episodes, but taking responsibility of my actions. In fact, I had already paid for a tour that cost me $200. 2 tickets for me and my husband to spend the night in an abandoned hospital near San Antonio, where it said that there is a lot of paranormal activity. There are several documentaries where investigators have gone and where people talk about experiencing thousands of strange events. Well, I decided not to go. I tried to get my money back, saying that I couldn't attend because I would be out of town. Of course, I wasn't going to tell them that I can't go because something followed me to my house and I'm afraid they would think I'm crazy. They told me that they were changing the date because there were no refunds. Long story short, I didn't care that I lost my money because I don't want to put my safety or my family at risk. Be prepared because there are details and evidence. Actually, there is a video that I posted on social media. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm glad that was captured because it demonstrates that if I had doubts about something was in my own house, with this, I'm convinced that was not my mind playing tricks on me, nor a figment of my imagination. I want to emphasize what happened to me changed my life completely and taught me a lesson. And I want each story told to bring some teaching or something positive. Because as a cousin told me, we are already all stressed with so much that happens in this world. Too much injustice and so much evil to stress about something else. It's about forgetting for a moment what is precisely happening around us. But continuing with the timeline of events. After what happened with the alarm at home, days passed and I talked to my son, Fernie. I tell him what was happening. And as I told you in other episodes, he has the gift of seeing or feeling a little more than anyone can do. He tells me that he's going to do a kind of tarot reading with tarot cards that a person had given him many years ago. The same person who performed the cleanse on him when my son saw 1,000 things in his adolescence. I talk about it on the episode 9 entitled Fernie, for those who haven't heard it. This person told him how to use the cards, that he needed to grab them and to be totally focused, thinking on his favorite color among other advices. My son tells me that he focused on me and my house while he grabbed the cards. I asked him to do it just to know if he could feel something, because he says he hadn't done it for a long time. He says that while he was doing that, he was praying and had a feeling or need that I should pray too, so that everything in my house would be in holy peace. As he was saying these prayers, completely focused on me and my house, he says that he had a vision for a few seconds, like when you wash the walls with soap and water, and that he could see how a lot of dirty water came out. It was a black water coming out of my house. In this process that he does through prayers, freeing my house from all evil he must do it thinking about his favorite color, which is orange, based on what a woman who gave him the tarot card explained to him to do. After many days feeling uneasy, afraid, and depressed, that day I felt so good that I wanted to do things that I was already losing the pleasure of doing. The next day, my mom calls me and tells me that she dreamt me. She didn't know anything about what my son had done. My mom knew a few details of what was happening to me, but not everything. She usually says that she doesn't dream much, but she says that in her dream, she saw me and that I told her, "Look, Mom, how they left my hair," that I had asked for red hair and that she saw me and my hair was orange. Coincidence? I don't know. After this event, on Lisette's recommendations, I had to clean my house with holy water, palo santo or sage, and other ingredients that needed to get from specific convenience stores. That day was Sunday. I went to Mass. I hadn't been there for a long time. I brought holy water. I started praying in my house with pure palo santo and basically asking God to cleanse my house of all evil. Besides, Lisette had told me that when these things happened to her, she used to ask those energies or spirits, "What do you want?" To be honest, I told her that I didn't want to do that. That terrifies me because I didn't want them to manifest themselves to me. I would have a heart attack just thinking about receiving an answer. She says that a white candle is lit to help them find the light and leave your house. After doing the cleansing with Palo Santo and with all the fear in my soul and my heart, and of course entrusting myself to God, I lit the white candle and I said, "I light this candle so that this light serves to be able to transcend. You don't belong to this place. This is not your space. This is not your house. You can't be here. Follow the light and God bless you." The candle has to be consumed whole. But as a precaution, I blew out the candle at night thinking that I would light it the next day. It is worth mentioning that after what my son did, I felt very good. I felt my house calm again with a good vibe. Even Lisette was at my house after that and told me that she felt that everything was normal. After some days, I forgot to light the candle I had bought so that it would continue to burn. One day I was working from home and I lit the candle. It was Tuesday. I had it in front of a mirror in the bathroom of my bedroom. My bedroom is on the first floor. After 2 days, I went to Mexico to see my sons. While I was there, I got a message from my friend Samantha telling me that Lisette, her daughter, forgot to tell me that I shouldn't light candles in front of the mirrors since they are portals, and if any entity, spirit, or thing is out there, when they see light, it's like you are calling them. Obviously, many people don't believe in these things, but after what happened to me, everything could be possible. When I read this, I tell her, "Oof, it's too late because I put a candle there." And she tells me, it's what she was told, to blow out the candle in the bathroom downstairs. Then I ask her, how would she know? Who told Lisette? And my friend answers, her angels. How could they possibly know that I had a candle lit in the bathroom on the first floor? I no longer light candles in front of mirrors as a precaution. It turns out that my husband at work has friends who speak Spanish and listen to my podcast, which, by the way, I want to thank them for doing it. Thank you very much for following me. One of them made a comment to my husband about what had happened, and he said, "Hey, episode 13 is really spooky. What happened?" And my husband asked him, "What are you talking about?" And it turns out that by the title of the episode alone, a spirit followed me to my house. My husband told him that he didn't know exactly what had happened, but that he would ask me. My husband obviously knew certain things, but not details. Obviously, he knew about sleep paralysis, my nightmare about the black mass, and the feeling that I had about closing the door of our bedroom because I felt that something or someone was always at the entrance. Several times in the middle of the night, I saw how the thermostat, which is a touch screen located precisely at the entrance of the master bedroom, illuminated as if by someone or something touches it. I felt so uneasy. It seemed that was a presence there. I felt observed. By closing the door, I felt a relief. My husband never asked me why I closed the door. He saw me with the anxiety and depression attacks. He saw me crying like a child and feeling like I didn't want to leave. When I explained to him that I feel very strange and I tell him that I feel that something is watching me and I can't sleep since a tour of haunted places, and ask him what he thought because I really wanted to know his opinion. Maybe my mind was playing tricks on me. And he answered me as follows. He tells me, I don't even want to verbalize it. And that was his only answer. With this, I understood that he didn't want to talk about it. So I never insisted or asked him anymore. I respect that. I'm Catholic and he is Christian. I have St. Jude on my nightstand and my rosary at the head of my bed. He respects my beliefs and I respect his. Continuing with the story. I had to face all the strange events that I tell you in the episode 13, and I didn't tell him nothing at all. He only saw me doing the prayers with the Palo Santo. He saw me lighting the white candle. Nothing was ever said about it. Something that I didn't mention because it was a bit hard for me to say, but now it's important to tell you. It was that on several occasions I felt that I didn't like my husband, and I was surprised because there was no reason for that feeling. I used to tell to myself, Judith, don't be an idiot. When he used to say a joke or something funny, or just by asking something, there was no reason for me to feel that way. Out of nowhere, I felt like I didn't like my own husband. A weird feeling. It was not relevant to me at that time, but I remember that Lisette, my friend's daughter, the girl I told you about has encounters with all kinds of entities, had told me that she experienced something similar. She felt the same way about a couple of boyfriends she had had. As if by magic, she began to feel that she disliked them, and out of nowhere, anything they did caused her to no longer want to continue with them. Well, when I started to tell my husband all the details of what had happened to me, he was very serious, and I asked him why was he so quiet, and I asked him what was crossing his mind. After I finished telling him all the details, he told me, now that you say it, some situations happened to me that I can't explain. He says that several times at night when he got up to the bathroom, the house was very cold. He usually uses the bathroom on the second floor to bathe, but when he needs to go to the bathroom at midnight, he uses any of the two on the first floor. But he told me that no matter which bathroom he used, he always felt the same, a cold that made him get goosebumps. When he looked at the thermostat to check the temperature, it was always around 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So there was no reason to feel the house cold, because at that temperature the thermostat on the first floor is programmed, and on the second floor it's even programmed to be at 74, because it's only him and me in the house. It's worth mentioning that my husband is not a cold person. On the contrary, he is always hot, and this can be confirmed by those who know him. When it's cold, he doesn't wear a jacket. It has to be really cold, many degrees below zero, for him to do it. So it's something that has no explanation. Another important thing that I didn't mention because I completely forgot it was that when my son grabbed the cars and began to clean my house, when he saw how the black water came out and that I told him that out of nowhere I began to feel very calm. My son says that he felt that the cleaning he did worked because he, right after when finished praying, suddenly got a severe headache. But not only that, but something inside him told him that it had worked and that everything would be fine in my house. It really worked because when he called me to tell me what he had seen, I was already feeling very well, very calm, and I even said to myself, okay, what a drastic change. Maybe I am bipolar and may need medication. As I have said before, I always try to find an explanation for things, and what I did, it was to consult a professional. But wait, it's not what you're thinking. No, I didn't consult a psychic or the elder sorcerer. I did seek a psychologist, and I wanted her to make me an evaluation. I really needed to know if I was bipolar because, as if by magic, I felt different. After talking to her on several occasions, obviously I didn't tell her anything about sleep paralysis, nor about the events I told you. Only my episodes of depression and anxiety. She told me that I wasn't, nor I am bipolar. I didn't need medication and all is now behind. I haven't had those anxiety and depression attacks of wanting to die, thank God. There was a strange situation that happened to my husband. Was a broad daylight. I was in my greenhouse and then my husband came to ask me, "Did you go upstairs?" And I asked him, "When?" He responded, "Right now." And I said, "No, I've been here for maybe 30 minutes. I haven't gone." "Why?" The bathroom upstairs has 2 doors. The main entrance where you access to the sinks, but inside the bathroom there is a second door to access to the toilet and bathtub. Well, he said he was in that area, and when he entered, the lights on both areas were on and the 2 doors closed. He clearly heard that somebody opened the door where the sinks are and turned the light off, because you can see in the bottom of the door when the light is on or off. When he heard that, he thought it was me, that I needed something, but he didn't hear anything else. Everything was silent. And when he came out, the light indeed was off and the door was open. Apparently, somebody or something had been in the bathroom. Finally, I want to tell you about the video. There is something strange there. If you want to watch it, go to my social networks. It lasts a few minutes. Put on your headphones so that you can hear better. Just as I am going up the stairs where unfortunately the girl dies, and you may be asking, which girl is she talking about? So that you understand which girl I'm talking about, I must give a brief explanation about this place. It's a hotel that is located in downtown Austin. It is well known for its beautiful architecture. It was built in 1885, and all the elite politicians gathered there in the 20th century, when it had its greatest boom. This hotel is listed as the most haunted hotel in the United States, and still functions as such. Many people claim to have seen or experienced paranormal events. There are different TV shows about this so famous hotel. In it, there are several legends. And as in the movie of Stephen King, The Shining, there is room 237, which was actually room 217, but in the movie, they changed the number. Well, so in this hotel, there is also a room, and it's 525, where it is said that several people ended their lives. There were brides about to get married. There are many more, but there is one that attracts the most attention. It's about the daughter of the senator from Texas. It is said that in 1887, just 2 years after the hotel opened, the 4-year-old girl, while playing with a ball, rolled down the stairs and died tragically. People have claimed to have heard at midnight the laughter of a boy or girl and also the noise of a bouncing ball. There is a photograph of her on the 5th floor of the hotel. You can also find it on my social networks. Well, the video I'm telling you about was taken exactly on those stairs, and where unexplained something strange is heard. I feel that this experience that happened to me was a wake-up call from God to me, so that I am careful where to put myself and not go around asking for stupid things that in the long run can cause me problems that I later regret. That dream I had or situation that I experienced was very vivid. It was terrifying. Things happen for a reason. As a result of that, I have come closer to God. I have always been a believer, but now I believe that He is always with me. Maybe if I had waited more time, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. My recommendation is don't play around with these topics. I've seen and heard in other podcasts that people have experienced unexplained and terrifying things, and it's because we believe that nothing is going to happen to us. For me, this is a lesson learned. He who seeks, finds. Today, thank God I can go back to watch my movies that I enjoy so much. It's me again. I always make my prayers. I feel that the anxiety and sadness went away as they came from one day to the next. Everything is thanks to St. Jude, who always intercedes for me before God. If you like the episode, please share it with someone you know loves paranormal or unexplained stories. Follow me on different podcast platforms to receive notifications whenever a new episode comes out. Follow me on social media where I share previews of new episodes before they are published. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as unexplained.enigma. Facebook, Chronicles of the Unexplained. Thanks for listening and see you all in the next unexplained story.